Hi viewers, welcome to my classroom. Today we will see one of the strategies to teach Muet speaking task. This strategy is very helpful when we want to introduce the Muet speaking task to the students. Let's see the slides. In my first Muet speaking class, I introduced Muet speaking task to the students. I explained to them about the specification and regulations of Muet speaking. Then I let them to watch Muet speaking mock videos. After watching the videos, I asked their perception about Muet speaking task. Their response showed they were anxious of Muet speaking when they had to imagine themselves in it. I asked about the oral task that they had done in their school. They responded that they used memorized text before their delivery. After listening to the students' responses, I decided not to let them do Muet speaking task straight away. I want them to do a different pattern of speaking activity that adapting some of the Muet speaking techniques to get them familiarized with spontaneous speeches. I wanted to try a different method of teaching because Phillips 1992 discovered that highly anxious students to have negative attitudes in oral exams. I anxious that these students may go blank, feeling frustrated because at not being able to say what they knew during the Muet speaking task. Therefore, I introduced Parlia-Phishing activity in the class to introduce the Muet speaking task in the classroom. I hope that this technique can improve the students' involvement in Muet speaking task. Parlia is derived from the word parliament. Phishing in this context means tricking students by getting them to share knowledge and information that they know. Hence, the objective of the Parlia-Phishing activity is to improve the students' speaking performance in their Muet speaking task. Parlia-Phishing is to argue over lots of meat and potatoes contemporary issues that adapted certain features of debating skills that suitable for Muet students. It provides a situation more conducive than other speaking tasks because the students are working in pairs. In this process, the students couldn't remain shy when their opponent challenges them. In a way, the students perform many complex cognitive tasks during Parlia-Phishing activity. There are several steps involved in this Parlia-Phishing activity. Usually, Muet speaking tasks are done in group of 3 or 4. But in Parlia-Phishing activity, the students are paired. The students will choose their own pair to work comfortably during the task. The instructor will give them a Muet speaking question, or the students they themselves may choose the questions from their reference book. The students should be given ample of space to prepare for their task before their delivery. Usually, I give this task as a take-home activity for them to prepare sufficient material to deliver. During the task, the students will be given 5 to 7 minutes to do their delivery. The students are expected to put their stand clearly with justification. Finally, each pair will do a reflection on their presentation and choose a winner among them. This is a Muet question. Usually, 3 or 4 members will attempt this question in a group. However, in Parlia-Phishing method, this question is tackled by 2 small groups. Each group will have 2 members, which means we split the question into 2. At the same time, we split the group members also to become 2 small groups. This could be a good way to introduce Muet speaking task to the students. Since there were only 2 members in one group, they may get more opportunities to apply language conventions as well as communicative expressions. Moreover, turn taking may happen effectively among the pairs compared to being in a group of 3 or 4. This is because when their opponent challenges them, they have to immediately start to speak when the turn goes to them. Parlia-Phishing activity focuses on collecting sufficient material and preparing appropriate content for the Muet speaking task. Each student required to present at least 3 main points with explanation in Parlia-Phishing method. With instructors' assistance, the students will learn to organize their ideas for their Muet speaking practices. To conclude, in order to participate effectively in Parlia-Phishing activity, the pairs should find 3 most appropriate main points that is appropriate for the task given. Then they have to organize their main points with explanation and proper examples. Finally, they have to justify their point of view during the Parlia-Phishing activity to put their stand clearly. Once they are good at preparing appropriate points for this Muet speaking task, then they can go to the strategy 2 for Muet speaking task.